what is data cleaning, right? What is data cleaning? So one of the most important parts of data analytics is data cleaning. And that is like the very first thing you really need to do when dealing with data. When dealing with data. So that is like one of the things you have to do when dealing with data. I don't know. Let me see. Let me check. Let me check for this data set. Is it this? Yeah. So if you get this type of data set, like you always get this type of data set. Who is that? Oh, Mutiat, you are here, right? You still don't understand. Thank God that you are here and at the same time sending me message on WhatsApp doing bang, bang, bang in my ear. You know that I have earpiece on, so I'm not using the external microphone because I did not set up. I have my earpiece on, so keep on doing bang, bang, bang in my ear. I'll turn off the WhatsApp now. Sir, yeah, Loretta, right? So I'm going through lesson uploadable. The screen is small. Yeah, the screen is small. This is why I say they are not hearing me. They are not connected to their audio. They are not connected to their audio. Just like Elizabeth, Mayegun, Charles, Agbola. Most of these people, they did not connect their audio. So I don't know how to tell them because they can't hear me, in which I know, but I can't help with that. Let me just type in there. Please connect. I think I have it somewhere. Let me pick it up. Where? I have to stop this recording so that you don't view my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is not that important, right? It's not that important, but let me quickly look for it so that I can post it for the people that can't hear me. Looking for something. Please just give me a second. Looking for something. I've seen it. So I want to post this for the people that cannot hear. Let's go back to Zoom. Let's share. My WhatsApp is still low. No. Excel. Bam. Now let me quickly post it for people that can't hear me so that they can connect their audio. I've seen it. Sent. Bye. So the I don't know, today is just funny to me because if I tell you since morning, I've been inside. I did not even step outside today at all. Not step outside. I did not go to the office today. So the very first thing you always come across in data is data cleaning. Yeah, you can record. This is not a webinar, so you're free to record. I've allowed you, you can record. But I need to turn off one thing. People that will keep on drawing line on my screen. Yes, fine. So the very first thing you come across is messy data set. Like now, this data set now, you'll see this, let me zoom it in. So that you see, this data set is so messy that you just have to clean it up. You just have to clean it up. You can't work with this type of data set, right? There's some you have to split it. There's some you have to change the data type and the likes. So the process of doing this is called data cleaning. Right now, you can see I have this 43 here. I think I talked about it last week. I have this. So the process of correcting your data, it is called data cleaning. That is the process of correcting your data. So like now I have this. So this is not in a good format. This is not in a good format. On the normal day, the number is supposed to be at the right. Letter is supposed to be at the left. Right now, if I type in 34, do you see where it comes? Right? But this 43 is always is at the right. So if I want to add, if I want to sum up this and this together, it's going to give me an error. Let's try it. Equals to sum this and comma and this. If I close my bracket and press enter, so it gives me only 34. So it doesn't recognize this. Doesn't recognize it. Some will even give you error. So let's do something here. So let's say I want to say equals to this plus this. So if I close if I press enter, I have 83. So it recognizes it now. Wow. Recognize it now. But this is not. On the long run, you start getting error. My Excel usually behave abnormal sometimes. But in the long run, you start getting error because this is not a good data set. Excel does not recognize this as a number, whereas it recognizes it as a text. Because a number is supposed to be at the right, the text is supposed to be at the left. Do you get? So you're gonna correct this. Look at it. If you see it right here, it says a text. So you need to correct that. The same thing with this, Excel does not recognize it as a date, right? So you have to correct it. So all the process of correcting that is what they call data cleaning. The process of correcting your data, changing your data type, removing duplicate entry, removing empty cells is the process of data cleaning. I hope that answers the question. The very next question that a lot of people ask is pivot table. And I think most of these people are in data analysis class. I think someone called me today. So I said, well, yeah. So that's what we are going to discuss in data analysis class tomorrow. Data analysis is a class, not the support system, right? So it's a class, not the support system. For those people that want to learn about data analytics, and the next batch will start next month, right? That's September. So the next batch. So if you want to join that, you can start preparing for that ahead. So it's a class, not a support system. All these things that you have in video, that you're watching in video, we are going to do it real in live class. So we have a syllabus that we follow every single day. So every single day. So that is what we are going to be doing in data analytics class. What does it cost? Don't worry when the time comes. Next week, the price. So let me give you this. I don't think any of my team members is here. So let me tell you this. So you should be expecting to know the price next week, right? So you should be expecting to know the price next week. So next week, we're going to talk about it because the next batch will start next month. So by next week, we'll talk about, I'll discuss the price with my team this week. Don't worry, you always know that I always consider everybody, right? Can't share you, once the audio is on, your screen will disappear. That's your device, so not mine. So I'll discuss the price with my team. And you always know that I always put you guys into consideration. So we'll make it affordable, very, very cheap, right? Very, very cheap. So the next batch will start. And for those data analysis, I want to go into data science, which is learning Python. I also discuss that with my team. So at the end of their own class, we give them the price for those that want to go into Python, learning data science, right? So it's going to be in real life class, so not a support system. Okay, let me take, I think I've been able to answer that, so good. So let me take Mr. Christopher. Mr. Christopher.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Sorry, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please, before you move out of this this data cleaning, this this grade, how do we convert that in the shortest form to number?
I think I did that last week, but let me quickly do it again. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. Sometimes Excel can be something else. If you highlight it and you come here to change it to number, sometimes it doesn't work. If you change it to number, sometimes it doesn't work. Like you see now, it doesn't work. Wait, though. We get talk. God, what's happened? Someone is still asking when am I posting the Zoom link? Is the Zoom link not here? think I've posted the Zoom link everywhere now. Is it only in one group? Good. Sagio, let me quickly check. I posted it in all the groups. Hey, I posted it now. Posted it in all the groups. This is their own problem. So let's continue with this. And if they want to block my head. So now on your journey, I know some people are just transitioning into tech. For a start, they're just starting their career in tech and they're kind of lost right now. They don't know the field to go into right now. So I think probably by next class, I will bring Alex again to talk about the different field you can go into if you're just coming into tech, the different field, the alt niche that you can go into. So I think probably once in a month. Should we be having it once in a month so that the new people that are just joining us, they'll know, okay, the next career they can follow every single time. Right? What do you think? Should we be doing that once in a month? So we talk about different fields you can go into in tech. What do you think? What do you think? Let's quickly answer that. Do you think we should be doing it every once a month? To be talking about the general aspect of tech that you can go into. Twice is too much. Once is fine. Once is fine. So let's be talking about so every single time you know that okay, there are different aspects, but once every single month we should be talking about different aspects of tech that you can go into because a lot of people are quite lost. So so that is because of the calls, messages that I get from a lot of people. So the people seems to be lost this time around because it seems a lot of people are just coming into tech, so they don't know the aspect to go into. Now to correct this, okay, to correct this, you see that right here, I've changed this to number, but yet Excel does not recognize it, right? So what I always do, or what a lot of people usually do, is to come to data and this text to column. If you use text to column, you choose a delimiter, right? You don't need to split this. All you just have to do is click on next, right? And you come here, just put it in general. So once you put it in general, click on finish. Automatically Excel will recognize it as a number. You can see that it's at the right now. So you can now go back to the home tab and remove this and remove this. So that is how to deal with that. Now let's move ahead to the next thing. Once a month is okay. Yeah, let's move ahead to the next thing. Which is I talked about something last week and I said you should remind me that I want to talk about it this week. Right? Last week, were you here last week? How many people were here last week? I said something last week that you should remind me that I want to talk about it. Okay, nobody remember. So let me start taking question. I think that is one of the major questions that I have in the group. Since you people has refused to count ifs, yes. Since you people has refused to drop your question in the group, that is one of the major reasons why I said that at the beginning of the class. So always drop your question in the group so that I can treat it. I see all your comments, your questions, and everything. I see it sometimes. I just decide not to respond. Right? So because I know we are going to meet here. Printing is still pending. How? Yeah. Okay, let me quickly talk about printing now. So there's something called print preview, right? We have it in your view tab, which is here. This page break, page layout. Let's go to page PMT. Wow. PMT that is used to calculate simple interest. Wow. Were dropped in the group. Like, let me talk about the page break view. If I go to this page break view, now notice something. Notice something. Whenever you printing something, whenever you are printing something, always note the this grid line, you will not print with it, right? So if you want to print your Excel skill that you want it to have a grid line, all you have to do is highlight everything. If you click on this arrow here, highlight everything and come here to border, click on all border. So if you click on all border, everything will be like this. So if you are printing like this, then the border line you print. But if you don't give it a border, forget it. This is just a grid line. It's not a border line, right? So it's not going to print with it. So now let's quickly go into setting up your printing. So let's say I want to print this, right? So the best way to print it is using landscape, right? Because it's kind of a big data set, right? It's kind of a big data set. So I can't print it with portrait. It won't enter A4, right? So I will print it in landscape. But let's come here to, if you come to this page layout, this page layout shows what we print and what we not print. So everything that you see here, everything that you see at this left side, those are the things that we print. All these other things at the right, they will not print. They will not print. You get? So all you just have to do right there, this is where you resize it. So now you cannot resize this. Just reduce it a little bit, right? While considering the header also. So that is why it is good to make your sheet as small as possible, right? So make sure you don't have repetitions like that. So you can see that some are moving in here, right? So if I move this down, you can see, right? If I move this down, close, you can see I have this now. Which did I have to now? Okay, this is just using a unique formula. So now if I want to print this, this is what I'm going to print. Now you can add an header. You just double click, you add your header. Now, header are the things that we display in all your pages. Let's go to MS Word. I think someone asked issue with MS Word, and I said the person should remind me in today's class. So I don't know if the person is here. If the person is not here, then I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. So we are not doing Microsoft Word. We are not doing Microsoft PowerPoint. Which are one of the things you need to know also. So increase your screen. So now, right here, you see in your Microsoft Word, this is how you're going to see your page. You work with page in Microsoft Word. So this is how you're going to see your page, right? So there's an header, right? So right here, let's say I want to put an header here. So if I double click at the top right, so it's going to open my header. And another way to open your header is to come to, I think, insert. Yes. If you go to insert, you should have your header and footer, right? This way you add your page number and every other thing. So if you add your header, if you click on header, it's going to open it. I don't know why it's so slow. Yeah. So it's going to open some custom header for you. So it's going to open some custom header for you, and you can edit the header. So or you choose one and just change the text, right? And you can also customize the header. So if you actually go through the Microsoft Word course, Microsoft Word is not so hard. You can do a lot of fantastic things with Microsoft Word, right? I've recorded it and I gave it to everybody. So please, where do I get the limiter on the toolbar? The limiter on the toolbar. So if I open the header now, I can just come here. I have header also here. I can choose any type that I want. So let's say I want to go for this. I'll just give a document title, right? Someone said, hey, I asked for an assistant on the graduate tax for range for income of 0 to 5, which is at 0%, 500, 10%. I asked, but I've not. You can use nested if or ifs for this now, Mr. Dennis. You can use nested if or if for this, right? So all right, I'm not the one that don't understand your question very well. So you can add an header here, right? So if you add an header, here, A whole lot of you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel. My personal YouTube channel is also coming very soon. So very, very soon I'll start posting on my personal YouTube channel. But my personal YouTube channel, what I think I should be posting there is personal growth, motivation. I don't want to post tech stuff there because digital world is all about tech. So I think my own personal YouTube channel should be on personal growth and stuff like that, which I've been preparing a lot of things for it, right? You always know me. I always give you the best, right? So um so right there, let's say I want to give digital what? I want to write it as a title. So I don't know. Digital World Tech Academy. So I just want to show you Academy. I think I'm right. So let me quickly. I just want to show you what EDA does. Don't think we always do this every time, because I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, this is nonsense. This doesn't relate to Excel or stuff like this. But in the long run, in Excel also, you will deal with shifts, right? So if I go to shape format, I just give it a color. So I just choose one color. I have this. Yes. So time to close our header. So if I type in something, yeah, so equals to lorem, open bracket. I want to generate a dummy text, 150. I'm not writing a code though. So if I press enter now, notice I have one page. Okay. Actually, I have a couple of pages. You have 2000 words. Now you can see I have pages right here, like about 4 or 5 pages, right? You can see I just did it for one header, and it's going to affect the second header, the third, right? So I don't have to keep on doing this over and over again. All I just do it is just once, right? I can just do it for one, and it's going to affect all the pages. Now, if you're coming into Excel, you can do the same thing. Where am I? Open now. Yeah, you can do the same thing here. You can add an header right here also. You have an header that you can add. So, and now you can add, which your parents say, thanks you for this. You can add an header for this, right? You can add an header here. So you have 3 different stages. You have the left wing. I always call it the left wing. I don't know why. So I call it the left wing. You can put your logo at the left wing, the center, right, and the right wing. So you can do different things on the header on these 3 sections: the left wing, the center, and the right wing. Now, if you go to your page preview, that's your page break. Now, if you go to your page break, you'll see it's going to tell you where page 1 will stop. So this page 1 is going to stop here, right? If you move down, your page 2 will start, right? So if you keep on moving down, your page 3, your page now, this thing can be in 4 pages, not just in 1 page, right? So you can say this. So, and the moment you give it an header, each of the page will carry the header. Do you get? So I think that's just basically that about printing. Now you can see that some are entering page 6, page 7. So which means our setup is not so correct. So right here, we see have some things right here that we need to, like, I don't want it to enter too much. Yeah. So yeah, so we can just print this here. This one is not useful to us. So that is that about that. I think I've answered that on printing. So after doing this, all you just have to do is Control P. Once you press Control P, it's going to print, or you go to your file. Then you go to your file, you have your print here. So it's going to show you a preview. You can see now you have a preview. So this is the preview. So notice if I did not set it that, right? If I did not set it, it's not going to give me this. You know, if I want to print it just the way it was, it's going to be in like this, right? It's going to be like this. So right now I can change my header to something that's very, very small. So if you are dealing with analysis that has to do with printing, make sure you don't how do you remove header in Excel? I'm coming back to that. So make sure that you don't have a long header so that you can manage your space and print. So now someone asked, how do I remove header? So if you click on this header, you have a contextual tab, right? which is called header and footer. So you have a contextual tab, which is called header and footer. So right now, if you click on header, right? So right here, you can see none. You see none, right? So just click on none and begin to remove the header for you. Just click on none. You don't want the header to be on any of the pages. So just click on none. So if you want to be only on page one of on just customer sheet, pivot sheet. So you can see what you have to, all this you can just choose, right? So or you just choose none. So it's going to remove the header for you. And another thing that you can do is you can different the first page. That is, if you don't want it to show on the first page, you can different it. You can different odd and even. So that's that about that. What kind of graph? So what kind of graph one can use to plot temperature? Okay, let's talk about charts. Let's go to chart. Let's move out of here. Let's talk about different type of chart that we have. If I go to insert, are you enjoying this class? You have 95 people here. Are you enjoying this class? Or is it boring? This is how a support system is supposed to be, to talk about a lot of things. We are not just here to talk about one thing. Your job is to go through that video. Once you go through the video, you come to the support system, we talk about everything. Are you enjoying this class or is it boring? Okay. If you're dealing with charts, right? If you are dealing with charts, different type of chart has different they have different functions, right? They have different functions. They have different functions. So if you come here, we have the very first thing that you have right here, you have column, right? That is bar chart. You can use column chart. Under this one, you also have cluster column chart, right? You also have cluster column chart. So if I click on this, I have a bar chart. You have this. Now, I'm not in the medical line. Let me go back to your question again so that I want to be sure. How can I use probability in distribution function? Okay. I can't answer all your questions in today's class, though. So, okay, we have temperature, right? Okay. Yeah, you're talking of temperature. So we'll get there. So, one of the things you can use a star. Oh, wow, my network. Okay. Yeah, you can use if you're dealing with bar chart comparison, you're dealing with if you have a cluster, like if you have like you want to compare two or more things together, you can use a bar chart. Let's say you have like 3 or 4 products that you want to prepare a chart for, right? And they have to be beside each other, right? You can use a cluster column chart that will show the first product, the second product, and the third product, right? And the third product, right? So you can use this one for that. If you are dealing with sales, you can use this type of sales. You can use this line chart. It's always good for sales. Now, for the temperature, you can use this line marker. I'm breaking. How is it now? Am I okay now? Is this cool? Am I okay? Still breaking. Um, okay, what about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay, it's better now, right? So now I've actually not worked with can you hear me? Not hearing you again. What about now? Can you hear me? Is this better? Start it again. Okay. Okay. Now, it all depends on the type of things you're dealing with, right? It depends on the type of data set. You're the one that knows the type of data set. So if I have, is until I see a data set before I know the chart that will work better for it, right? But let me just give you a general insight on it. So you can use this dots charts, right? You can use this dot chart for temperature also. You can use something like this for temperature. But if you are dealing with sales, we majorly use the line chart to analyze sales, right? So use the line chart to analyze sales. So we use bar chart and cluster column chart to show comparison. So you use that. And a pie chart, one of my favorite charts that I always love to use this. So it's to give more information, more insight about different aspects of product. So like a distribution, if you have a distribution that you have to do, you can use the pie chart. You can use the pie chart. You have this one now. Another one is you have a tree map and Sunburst. This is just to show an hierarchy, right? So this is just to show an hierarchy. And am I breaking again? I'm not sure if I'm breaking. Am I breaking? Better now. Okay. You have statistic chart. This deal majorly with Instagram. If you want to deal with what do they call this thing again? I've forgotten. On and off. Wow. How about now? Is it okay? It's better now, right? So you can use this for that. Yeah, I use this also scatter, right? Scatter, but I don't always use scatter every single time. It's kind of funny to me, right? So I don't always use this every time, but you can use this also to do, especially you can use this to do with sales too. But I don't always use it because a lot of people will be like, ha, I don't understand. They don't really understand the chart like that. Especially, it's only those people in the analytics field that can understand it like that. But if you are dealing with people that are not in the analysis, that don't have any knowledge of Excel or Power BI, that just visually with visualization, you don't use it. So but on a normal day, visualization, we don't really do much visualization on Excel. We don't really do much visualization on Excel. We use Power BI to do more visualization. That is our next the data analysis class. We start their visualization tomorrow. They are done with data manipulation and that, so they will start their visualization tomorrow. The Power BI video you have with you is just an introduction. It's just to show you basic things about Power BI. So it's not a complete Power BI video, but it's just to show you basics for you to get familiar with Power BI. So it's basically used for visualization, data modeling, creating relationships, and DAX. DAX is also like an like all these Excel formula, but they call it data analysis expression. So that's that. If you want to deal with line charts, right? You can do. You want trend line and stuff. You can use cluster column with line chart, like combo pack, and you can deal with this waterfall. All this one also, yes, you can use all this one to measure stock. If you're dealing with stock, you can use this one, but it's not something that you always use. You hardly use this one. You hardly use all these charts. But the ones that people always use is either they use because it's much easier, right? And it's something that's more understandable. So your job as an analyst is not to complicate things for people, right? It's to make people understand data. So you have to break it down to the lowest um to the lowest, right? So that they can understand it. So that people can understand it, right? So that is that. And the last one that we also use is map. So if you have a sales of countries that you want to talk about, you can put them on a map chart. You have a map chart. I think I did that in the Power BI, but we don't always do it visualization here. But you have a map. You can use a map also right here. It's going to list out the name of the country. So it's going to show them, it's going to show their location like this, right? It's going to show their location. So it's going to show their location. Then on the right, it's just going to show the list of the country based on the color, just like the legend, right? So that's that. My Excel is hanging. So that is that. Then you can do. I don't have a pivot right here. I don't have a pivot. If I want to do analysis using chart, I will have to create a pivot. I have to do one analysis like that, right? So that's that about that. That's that. That is my Excel hanging, for goodness sake. Next time. So that's that. You can add it. Yeah, if someone asks you to get a trend line, if someone asks you to get a trend line, you can use a line. This is usually used to get a trend line, right? You can use win or loss, right? You can use win or loss to add a spark line also, or use this one. We don't always use this one to have column, because trend line always, what they want you to do is represent this in a line. So it's just going to add a lot of data sets and it's going to put it in a line. So normally the way to do it is you have something that looks like let me bring out something. I don't have that data set. I will have shown you one, but it's the company's data set, so I don't want to show you. How about now? Am I still breaking? Am I okay now? Okay. Okay, now, so if you want to deal with trend line, you have your product, right? You have your cost. Now you have, instead of having the cost here, you have probably per month. So you might have January cost, January profits, February profits, March, April, May till December, or maybe to like 6 months or a year. So at the end, you just highlight one row, or you just highlight every row and come here to line. So it's going to give you a trend line in front. So it's going to show you, instead of you putting everything in a line chart, you just have it right in front. So I don't think you might have come across it. Let's see trend line on Google. Let me go to Google and show you one trend line. Excel trend line. Yes. The Excel trend line. So let's see images. This is not what this is actually, let me call it spark line. I don't want, this is just random. Now you can see the type of line chart that I'm talking about, right? So if I open this, you can see the type of line charts that I'm talking about, right? So it's linear. Most of the things you always do will be on linear, or the tool that you always use can be linear or it can be exponential, right? But mostly, don't worry about that. You might not understand, but mostly you always deal with linear. Just choose it. It's going to put it in linear for you. So you can see this type of chart right now. Let me zoom it in. I'm not sure if I'm guessing it correct. Right, this type of chart, you can go to your Google also and type it there. So this type of thing is called a trend line. So you can have a trend line, but this is actually not what I want to show you. I want to show you the spark line. Let me see the spark line. The spark line. Let me see. Yes, I've seen it. Example like this one, sales performance. Do you see it? Do you see something like this, right? This is a spark line or trend line. So you have this first from 1 month, right? Like the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter so of 2014. So they'll put it all together and they'll put it in a spark line, something like this. Just like the example that I gave you, like this. So this is a win or loss chart that you always you hardly use, but sometimes you can use it, right? You can use it if you are dealing with goals. Yes, it's good for companies that have the goal. So they usually to know, okay, this month did I actually meet my goal or did I not meet my goal, right? So it's like this, win or loss chart. So, but this is going to be an in-house thing. It's not something that they will need an analyst to do for them, right? So it's something like this. You always come across. This is still an example of a trend line. So you can see they put in the grade, right? And they put it in a trend line. So it's going to show it like this. So this is an example of a spark line chart. So the way to add it is just, these are just what you see right here. Where am I? I think right here. So these are, they either use this one or this one. You know, I said they don't really use column, right? And you see, after typing spark line, there's no column. You either use line or win or loss, right? You either use line or win or loss. So yes, because you've not started going through the course. So either use line or win or loss, right? So are we getting something? Are we learning something? Are we learning something new? I think I've never thought something like this. So have I thought something like this? No. This is like the first time I'm teaching something like this, right? This is like the first time I'm teaching something like this because it doesn't come up often. It doesn't come up often. It's something, right? It's something you always you don't always come across. It's something you don't always come across, right? So that is why I don't really see it as something that is so important like that. So you just add it here. You have your line and win loss. So on this column, they don't really use column. You hardly use column. So you can either add a line or win or loss. So if the company set a goal, right? So they have a goal and they have so at the end of the year, they are now checking, did we meet this goal? So you can use win or loss. So the ones that met the goal will be win, and the months that you did not meet the goal will be loss. So you have win or loss. Basically, that is just it. You can see, don't see Excel as something that is so complicated. It's very easy, right? The month that the company wins, the right win. So you'll see it, the bars will be at the top, just like this. Just like this. Where is it again? Where is that win or loss? Let me go back and see. Yeah, just like this. So if they meet it, you have win. If you don't meet it, you have loss. This is loss. This is win or loss chart, right? And this is a spark line. So these are the two that you use almost every single time. But there are some times that your spark line can be so it's something like this. For me, this is this one. This is using column, right? This is the column chart that I'm talking about. For me, I don't always use it because it makes you can see you can see the one that you can see the way I was explaining this. Something like this. You have the actual, you have your January, February, March, April, May, June. This is like the 6 months. They will now highlight everything together and choose a chart and choose a spark line or but if I use a column, it makes my work doesn't look neat, right? It makes the analysis doesn't look neat the way I want it. So people understand it better if you use a line or if you use a line than when you use a column chart. In this column, they really prefer you to use a line. Now, under a line chart, you have under this spark line, where is it? Under this spark line, you have different so you select your data range, your location where you want your spark line to be. Then okay, let me just do one, right? How do you feel about doing one? Should we try one? Should we try one? It's going to actually take a time. I don't have a data set. It's not something that you always come across, right? Your Excel teacher that doesn't know anything about Excel. I don't know anything about Excel. I'm just trying. Let's say let's call this spark line. Spark line, right? So I'm just going to let me call product 1 to 10. Let me just call this product 1 to 10, Control C. And come here. I copy product 1 to 9. Let's go back to here. Escape. Escape. So let's copy this from here down to this place. If I copy it, then come here, spark line. So just paste it right here. Let me just paste it right here. I did it for someone, but I don't want to use the person's data set. So it's been a while that I did it for that person. This one be January. So January, February, March, April. So you have to put your year. So you have to put your year or something. So Excel will recognize it. But let's just see if it works like this. April and May. So let's put June. Let's put June. Let's put June. So let's just do for like three products because of time. Right. So let's say 500, 800, it's 8,000. Let's say 700 here. So tab 900, shift and enter. 400, shift and enter. 200, tab 450, enter. 320, 180, tab let's say 340, shift and enter. 550, shift and enter. 380, tab. So let's come here. Let's say 900. That's wrong. Let's say 600, and yeah, let's say 400. Same thing here. Let's say I'm not so good with entry number like this. Let's count views 480 and 80, 750. 750. Okay, let's have something that looks like this. So here we'll have our trend line or spark line. So trend or spark line. So this will be trend. So you have a trend like this. Are you still following me? Are you still following me? Are you still following me? Okay. Now let's highlight. So the very first thing right here is to select your line. So it's going to ask you to select the range, the data range. So I'm going to start my selection from here to here, right? My data range, my location range will be here. So, and okay. The reference for location is not valid. Wow. Okay. My Excel has started with this issue today. Oh God. I think I will need to format this my system. My location. Let's paste it here. It's not going to work. Let's click on okay. I don't know. Oh God. Let's. It's not going to work. Yes, you can see. Now it's going to give us a line like this. Now for this, you can't put it on win or loss. So this is not you can't put it on win or loss. This is not a win or loss stuff. So right here, you can now choose the type of line that you want. But this is just basically on color. So it's just colors, right? So now you can choose the highest point to put a dot, the low point to put a dot, the negative point, the first point, the last point, and the marker. So you have it like this. So if you just want to add a marker, just put a marker. So it's going to add a marker to everything. But on a normal day, you can put it like this to add a marker. For me, I love having a marker here, like this. I should repeat. Okay, I'm going to delete this. No. Clear this content. So let me delete this. First of all, someone said I should go over. Okay, Control C. So delete this and paste this here. So the very first thing is, let's go to insert. This is where we have our spark line. So you select from here. Let's select. You can select this before you even go to your spark line. You can highlight it, then go to your line. It's going to select it. So all you just have to do is choose where you want your location to be from here to here. So this is not something that you always do on a normal day, on daily basis. It's not something. You just click on OK. I pray it works on my system now. It works. So because my system sometimes I don't know what's wrong with my Excel stuff. So that is why that is how format painter does not work that way. So now all I just have to do is click on marker, then it's going to add the marker to it. So you can now choose the type of marker that you want right here. I always go with anyone that Excel gives me. So I just go with it. It's not something that so this is a trend line. So you use it to see the trend. So you use it to see the trend like this. So this is a trend line. If it is a win or loss, you add a win or loss. But for me, I don't like using. So you can now change it to column. So you can change it to column. For me, I don't like column. I don't like using this column like this. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Instead of me using this column, I would rather use data bars, but I don't like using column. So let me go back to my line. So do we get this now? Do we get this? So let me take one or two feedback from people before we call it a day. Right? Did we learn something today? I think this total new thing. I've not taught trend line before in this class. Though. This is a total new thing, different thing that I. So don't worry. From now on, every single time I'll be teaching you new things. New things. So now let me take feedback, comments, complaints. Yes. This is one of the things that I always try to one of the things that I always enjoy the most is feedback. So one of the things that always that has kept me going like this is the feedback that I get from people, what I need to work on, how can I develop more on myself, right? So how do you copy this trend line is all right. How do we copy and paste charts in a Word? There is a chart in Word, right? So there's a chart in Word. Please, if you're working on grid, what is the produce? The produce that will be the score now. That will be the score. That will be the score. That will be the score. So sounds like you are too good in this. What happened me that I did not do anything. I did not do anything. So don't say I'm too good. I did not know anything. Should I someone said I missed someone said thank you for the lesson, but I always miss class. Chioma Ugochukwu, you always miss class. Should I private chat you? What? You can. My DM is always available now. You can come to my DM. Every time you can send me a DM, I will always respond. Whenever, if I'm not in the meeting. Can we do count ifs today, right? Okay, let me take Mojisola before doing count ifs. Then after count ifs, I will, oh yeah, Mojisola.
Hello, Mr. Akin. Good evening.
Good evening, oh.
Yeah, thank you for the class.
You're welcome.
I
I can hear you, please. Hey.
Actually, I actually came to the class with a one. I wanted to ask, can I go ahead with my test so I can get my certificate?
Can you go ahead with your what? Send me a DM on that. Send me a DM on that.
But what I learned this night now is the USPS.
Is what?
Okay, no problem.
What you learn to learn
I
is
had
what?
no problem. It's different. That's different.
I always
Like
give you different, don't worry. I always give you
you keep
different.
giving us new things each day.
Thank God. Thank God.
Okay.
No problem.
No problem. Thank you. I'll send you a DM.
Yeah, no problem. So let me say Uche. Uche Precious.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, thank you so much for what you do. I really appreciate.
Yeah.
I am so much interested in this graph thing, but I didn't know where you click from the toolbar to bring out the spark line.
It's an
Is
insert.
it from
If you click on insert, you have your line.
Okay.
Yes.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Let me hear from Techno 16. Yeah, the person that asked question on shape in Microsoft Word, the same shape it works the same way with Excel too. Okay, Techno 16.
Okay, good evening. Yeah,
Good evening.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're doing a great job. Though I'm not always in class, but today I've started with the class, so thank you so much. But always, sorry, I always try to work on the videos. Like the last class we had is a fun one, but I still need to open and read more and more. I've been watch much more of it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma. Please go ahead.
Okay, so my question is, I'm having this challenge of, you have a data. Already the data is existing. Then you are adding new values. I've sent the question though. You
How
add
to
new
refresh,
value.
right?
Yes, you've added a new value. I'm always finding that difficult. Though sometimes I'll keep on trying, I'll get it. But I don't want to be trying. I just want to.
It's not hard.
Yes, I know it's not hard. Now you have a value, let's say 16, 16, 16. The graph is already existing. Then you add new one. How do I catch up automatically? So I don't need to maybe refresh or even try to struggle.
Yeah, all you have to do, if you are using pivot table to create your chart, there's always a refresh button.
No, the graph is already existing.
Yeah, it's already
I'm not the one that created that graphs. I'm not the one, so I don't know what the person.
You check the back end of the graph. Now, if the person did it manually like this, yes, I was taking this in data analysis class. If my data analysis student were here, they will see this. So now this is the manual stuff. With this one, I cannot update. I cannot update. If it is created like this, I cannot update it because I'm doing it manually. But if I put it in a table, and I use pivot chart to do it, so I can put a new data in that table. So because I'm making from the pivots, I'm referring to the table. So the moment I add data to the table, all I just have to do is go to my pivot and click on refresh. So I will use my pivot to generate the search, the chart, right? The chart rather. So the moment I just click on refresh on the pivot, the data is already existing in the table. Then I just click on refresh in pivot. So pivot will automatically refresh. So if pivot refresh, then the chart will be updated.
Okay.
So it all boils down to the person that creates it. Maybe the person used manual or he did it pivot and table. So that is that about that.
Okay, if it's pivot now, I will now have to get to the table at the pivot side.
Now, if there are two aspects too. This Excel stuff, you have a manual way of doing it, and there is this way. If
Yeah.
you follow that way, it's going to be possible. So if you use table,
Yeah.
and from your table,
Yeah.
go to the pivot, right? The moment you add a new data to the table, you can refresh the pivot.
Yes.
But now,
Okay.
if you are using manual from here now, if you just click on pivot, right? If you just click on pivot,
Yeah.
okay, let's just do one. Maybe you understand. Let's just do one.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to cut this out. Okay, let me quickly cut this out. Let's deal with just one. Let me cut it and paste it
Okay.
on this new sheet.
Thank you.
Right here. So let me paste it right here.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this one, I'm going to put it in a table. So if I will just highlight it, I'll click on
Yeah.
table from insert. I can click on table.
Yeah.
My table has an header. Click on OK. Something is wrong. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, it's already filtered. It's already filtered. Let me remove the filter. Clear the filter. It's kind of very hard. So let me clear this thing down here. From here, Control Shift down arrow. So I just, okay, what I will do is, let me come here, Control Shift down arrow, select this one, Control X, and add it to this one down here, Control V, and add it to, we are going to add this. Let's say this is an extra data set that we want to add to it, maybe a new data set that comes in. Are you still here? Is the person still here? Should I continue with this, guys? Or I should stop? I'm not sure if the person is still here. Okay, so now let me highlight this and put it in the table. I just press Ctrl T. I don't want to. So if I press, what's wrong? Good. Okay. What did I just do? Ctrl Z. My Excel has started this rubbish. Okay, let me delete this. So now Ctrl T and put it the filter range to complete this. Oh, auto filter. I do not have auto filter. My God. Ctrl L. Turn off the filter. Ctrl L. Turn off the filter. Yeah. So I'm coming with Mr. Said. Ctrl T. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. We have a table now. So all I just have to do is I'll just summarize with charts, right? With pivots. So I'll just put it in a pivot and click on OK. So I have a pivot right here. The country name will be here. The country will be under row. My uncle come down here. And the quantity will be under value, right? So now I want to put this in a chart. So let's use a pivot chart. And let me just put, let's say I want to use this in a chart. So I want to use this type of chart. Let me see. So I want to, let's say I want to use this type of chart. Now I have this type of chart right here. Now look at the country that we have here. We have USA, Vietnam, and this. I'll just copy like 2 or 3 to add to it. So now I have this in a pivot and I have this in a chart, right? This is how the chart was made. So now let's go back to where I have this. So let me just copy. Do you have Saudi Arabia, Australia, Austria, and Nigeria? Let me check. Where did I do that now? So we did not have that one right here. So let's say we want to add those 3 countries to it now. Saudi Arabia to Nigeria to this. So I want to copy this. So right now, if I go to where I have my table right here, if I go to this place, all I just have to do is paste it down here and automatically it will be added. Now, why did I have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0? Okay, Ctrl Z. So did I have 0 here? Oh shit, I use the formula. Good. I hope it will not affect it. Let me see. Okay. So the very first thing for me to do, let me first of all remove the formula because I use the formula. All right. Let me copy it and paste as the value so that I'll remove the formula. Yes. Escape. So now I have this. Now let me copy this. Don't worry, you don't have to rush. I just want to show you how to refresh it. We are not doing pivot table. So just to show you how to refresh. So we stop here. So if I copy this, right? You don't understand. I'm not teaching you pivot too. I just want to teach you how to add more data. Don't worry. Madam Mojisola, are you in the data analysis class? If you're in data analysis class, that's what we are doing tomorrow. So I don't want to waste time there today. So let's come back here. Let's paste it right here. Control V, paste it right here. Now we have this already in. Let me correct this. Restore a calculated column formula. No, I'm not restoring the formula. So now I have this, right? I have Saudi Arabia, Germany, right? So if I go to where I have my pivots, let me escape this. Where do I have my pivot now? Let me hide this too. Let me look for where I have the pivot already. Yes, this is where I have the pivot, right? So if I just come to this pivot, right? Pivot, analyze, and I click on refresh. So you can see we have Nigeria, Austria, Germany, and Saudi Arabia in here. Automatically, because I refresh the pivot, it's going to add it here. Right? So that is that about that. You just have to refresh. So should we try it one more? Let's say, okay, right here, I want to add Germany, I want to add Saudi Arabia, Germany. Okay, we already have that. So let's say India, Puerto Rico, Spain, and Poland, right? So let me copy this, and paste. I'll show you again. Paste again. Now note, we don't have this country there. So we've done Nigeria, we've added Nigeria, Saudi Arabia. So let me put this in, let me put a background color on this. So now I want to add India, Puerto Rico, and Spain. So I think I removed this formula. So what I will just do is, let me copy this. This three, I'll just copy it right here. So down here again, I'll paste it. Automatically, what it's trying to do is, it want me to bring the formula back again, but I don't want to bring the formula back. So this is not a major error because it knows that I have a formula. So it's saying I should bring back the formula. But if I bring that back the formula, it's going to affect everything right here. So now I've added India, Puerto Rico, and Spain. So let me go to my this sheet right here. So all I just have to do is just come here on my pivot table, go to pivot analysis, analyze, and click on refresh. So now you see India, Puerto Rico, and Spain. So simple as that. All you just have to click on, once you add it to that table, just come here and click on refresh. Automatically, it's going to add it to that. So let me start taking feedback. People are already running away. So let me get my feedback before we call it a day. Mr. Said. Mr. Said, I hope that woman understands this now. I hope she understands. So you come from table, you go to pivot, you use a pivot chart. That is the step. So whenever you add a new data set to that table, all you just have to come to do is come to pivot and click on refresh. So once you refresh, it's going to reflect on your chart. So Mr. Said, ifs, my God. We can't do all this today. The count ifs, we can't do it. The count ifs, the ifs, and the count ifs. Probably in our next class, we talk about it. So, Mr. Said, I'm waiting for you. Please, I need your feedback before you go. Before everybody go, feedback, please, 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 please. It really helped me to grow and help my team and my organization to grow. Please, we always want to have feedback. What do you think we should improve on? What do you think we should work on? What is the next thing that you think we should push out? What do you think we can do better to also assist others, right? So as you are benefiting from this now, what do you think we can do to also assist other people? What do you think we should improve on? So I need your feedback. Everybody, before you go, if you go today without giving me feedback, raise your hand now. If you go today without giving me your feedback, I'll come to your house and collect my feedback. I'll come to your house and collect my feedback. Mr. Said. Okay, is that? Oh, yeah. Who is ready? Okay, Abiodun. Where's your physical office? Our physical office is in Ikorodu. So you can send me a DM if you want to come around. Mr. Abiodun.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to ask a very simple question.
Okay.
We have been treating everything that is already on the table. What of if you are giving a raw data?
If you are giving a raw data, right? A raw data,
yes,
you clean it, then you put it in a table and refresh.
Okay.
That is that. Simple as that.
All right.
Okay. Uche Precious. Uche Precious, please unmute.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, you can see when it comes to feedback now, they are running away.
Yes.
People are running. No problem.
It's feedback.
Yeah.
And my own suggestion, I would have suggested if all this can be turned into a handout, which can be sold out and someone can have it in his or her library. Because you can save some of these things in a phone, maybe God forbid the phone got bad, you have lost so many things. But if you have it as a notebook or as a handout, we can easily store in our library and we refer back to it anytime we have challenge. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. I'll work on that. Mr. Said Olayanju. Oh yeah, Mr. Said, unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm very grateful that I'm able to speak to you directly this night. I think almost every time I will almost, you won't hear me.
Thank God.
I have two things. Number one, in terms of the way you are teaching us, in terms of the feedback, you have been doing well, fine. Though we have many people on the internet that they are doing this kind of program, but the reason I'm following you is that your own is a very taking people. But one thing I've not written it out very well. To me, I'm a teacher by profession, apart from being an economist, and I'm a financial analyst. But
only you?
Yes, in teaching, there are things that we call methodology, different system of teaching people. All of us that you are teaching now, we cannot be maybe understand at the same level.
Yeah, you don't
You
understand at the
understand?
same pace.
So we have fast learner, slow learner, and medium learner.
Yeah.
All these three sets of people, I think you should have a special design for each of them. So that when you are teaching them, you'll be able to know that this one is a fast learner. This is the way I can take this person. This one is a slow learner. This is the way I can take this person. You understand? So at the end of the day, everybody will be able to understand. Like somebody was telling you something in one of our class that I don't really fancy or enjoy this class at all. If you remember the last time,
in the last
the person
class.
said I did not gain anything. So for somebody to say something like that, I'm sorry to say this at the same time, he or she is discouraging other people in one way or the other.
Yeah.
So you need to find a means to carry that person along, so that even like the way you have been doing, that's why I love it, setting up one-on-one with people and try to teach them in a way to now maybe grab what you are trying to say or to tell everybody in the class. So this kind of thing will go a long way. And like the other person say, everything that we are doing now, please help us put it in a paper, because if you have a knowledge and you are trying to transfer that knowledge to another person, it is not something you can take back again forever. You understand? You have given it to that person permanently for life. So if there is a book, God forbid, everybody will grow old and join the majority. So, but if there is a book on grant, anybody can lay hands upon it and read it and also practicalize it and be able to understand it. And they will pass this knowledge more further. And one thing is that you are not only benefiting now from what you are teaching us, but by the time people are laying hand on that kind of book, you will benefit more, even if after you have grown and left. So that is the area for number one. Number two, I told you my system, the system is a company system, and I have a lot of things on it. So when you were teaching us and you said the exact version of that 2016, there are some things I cannot do on it. So I try to upgrade it myself to 2021. But in the process of finishing
if you ask me for product key now.
in the process of doing it, the thing jumped from 2016 to 2012.
Congrats. Welcome.
So I cannot do anything like 4 days now. I was unable to do anything on my system.
Yeah.
It's just like a robot.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the way to resolve the issue.
Okay. God will help you. Just take it to any computer engineer to install it for you. There's an installer. It's just that this 2021 version of mine, I don't think I have the installer. The installer that I have is 2016. But I will try to get the 2021 installer and give it to as many people as possible. If I can get it, I'll try.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So thank you for your feedback, Mr. Said. But how many people here, if I tell you that I have a book that I want to sell to you, how many people here will pay? Oh yeah, Techno 16.
Yeah, good evening
Yeah,
once
good evening.
again. I was the person that really asked you regards to refresh, which really answered me, and I've not really practiced it because I don't have system around me, but it's something I can do, and I believe I can do it. So mine is that you are really doing a good job. To me, I'm that kind of person that okay, because the package you're giving out is not worth the value. But something that you don't pay or you don't spend money much on, people take it for granted. I'm that kind of person that if I don't understand something, I try really to understand it. Engaging with you, I've been seeing a lot on system, but when I see yours, I was like, let me even try, because I've been looking out for an online or who to link up with this analysis of a thing. Though I'm with Excel because I intend going to data analysis. And the ones you are really doing, you are doing well. Like the person that said having a handbook. Me, my own view, I'm not that kind of handbook person. I'm that kind of person.
You are with me. That is me too. I love watching videos.
I'm a real-time person. I love seeing what I'm learning. If I get that book, I won't read it.
Yes.
It's clear for me. So mine is that if you can do because sometimes it's like when person requests, so it will be like something after the training, you send the link like you normally do. Then you can be like, okay, you're free if you want to link me up one-on-one. At least with that one-on-one is something that you are taking extra time to do.
So I should charge extra more for it, right? Thank you,
ma'am. It's left for you. It's left for you. But me, you can't push me towards that side. Okay. I'm not telling others not to do acts. It's your view. It's your own understanding.
Yeah, I always say after the class that if you want one-on-one class, you can. And I don't even collect extra money for that. I don't collect money from anybody.
It's good though, because you are really trying. God will bless you. Because me, I'm lucky to engage today. That's why I've not heard you. So, and we've not really concluded though. So it's telling them that is a continuous thing. If you really want to engage with me, you can engage. But we have our different views. We're all different people. Yeah. My type, if I want to learn something, I try to learn it, even when I'm not in class, because on Friday is not convenient for me. Yeah. But I normally go through the link, and that's why I push to get the link so that at my free time, I will now go through it. So keep the good work. Anyhow you want to do it, like data analysis, I just want to get this one first before I can get there. Because if I don't get this, I get there, I may be more confused, which is not right. So that's why I'm trying to get this.
In our data analysis,
enormous.
in our data analysis, Yes, in our data analytics, we start from the basics of Excel also. We train from first thing in Microsoft Excel to formulas before we move to the Power BI. So we don't even assume you have any background knowledge at all. So that is that.
Okay. Okay. So you can something I can run concurrently as I'm doing. I'm getting more knowledge to back up with the ones I've been doing with Excel here.
Yes.
It's okay. The next one is next month, right?
Yes.
Hello, I can't hear you again.
Yes, I said yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm here. I heard it. So by then I can call you then.
No
know when to link up. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So let me hear from Techno Spark A5. Please unmute. You have a lot of people on the queue. A lot of people that want to give me feedback. I really love this, getting feedback from people. I love getting feedback. So Techno A5. Techno Spark 5 is not here. Okay, let me hear from Mojisola. Mojisola, please unmute. My daddy is, wow, two people are joined together. Techno A5, please mute first. Okay, Madam Mojisola, please go ahead.
Mr. Akin, good evening once again. I must really comment that, okay, it's not as if I'm new to Excel actually, but me being in the class, I've actually learned a lot, like a lot about Excel. And I think one thing people are not getting is, if you should understand yourself, you should understand the way you are learning, you should understand the way you can understand things better. As for me now, I have a small jotting pad. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I have a small jotting pad. So as I'm watching the video, I will jot it, the processing, press this, press that. If you pick up another new content again, I'm going to write the heading and also jot it. So whenever I want to go back to that particular thing and I can't remember, I can easily refer back to my jotting pad instead of watching the video. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I guess people should just, like, when watching the video, try and get a small jotting pad or something so you can jot down what you're watching. So it will look like a stressful process in referring back to the video. And you should always understand the best way to understand what you're watching or what you're doing at that particular time. Me, the review I'm going to give is like, let me say, out of a scale of 100, I'm going to give like a 70%. I'm good at Excel at 70% right now. The 30% is just for the little ones I might have not later learned from you. And I'm also planning of joining the data analytics class in your next batch. So it's one thing to encourage people. I just feel people, though all of us are working, we are working, we are busy doing one or the other. But we should, I think, at least make time to learn more. It's not as if we are learning this for free. It's not as if we didn't pay anything. I know yes, you are trying based on when it comes to the amount of the package, it's a little bit considerate. They are a little bit considerate in the amount. But people to at least put in more effort at their own end. Everybody is busy. Everybody is busy with one thing or the other. They are all working. So if you cannot watch the video on Friday, watch the recap of the video and learn to jot things down. So that's just my own contribution to this.
That is
Thank
to
you very
them.
much.
Wait, that is to them. You've not said my own. You are talking to your colleague. What is my own feedback?
Mr. Akim, I already gave you a feedback. I did a very, very good job.
Thank you.
And in terms of, like,
what should I improve on?
What you should improve on is when taking a new content, like when teaching a new thing that you don't have in a previous video, you should try at least like reduce your pace. Don't be too fast. Like this evening now, you were trying to teach us, or someone asked a question, and you were trying to put us through. I didn't really get it. Even though I'm always getting what you bring out in the very, very fast pace, but tonight I didn't really get it. So I'm looking forward to you bringing it out in the next class, trying to
no
let us
problem.
understand.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
Don't worry, I'm planning on organizing a seminar for everybody to come around. Physical seminar. How many of you would like me to do a physical seminar for you only on Excel? A physical seminar where you can come around just one day. How many of you? I'm planning on doing it on my birthday. But my birthday is on Thursday, so I'm planning on doing it on Saturday. How many of you would like to come around? Just type, not talk about it to me. My daddy will always come around, Mr. Akimbaro. My daddy will always come. If he did not come, I will come and drag you from your house. Yeah, Techno Spark A5.
Hello?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Someone said online. No, physical, not online. Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much for the meeting for today, even though I actually joined a bit late. But one thing that I wanted to just say here is, like all the videos that you have sent and the topic, because actually I did not really get the topic that was being said, but I saw it is data and the table, trying to analyze data like that. So I would have loved that if in this Friday class per se, if there will be a topic that you will pick on and then try to recap on it on the video, one-on-one, like that. Okay. So that we'll be able to get it more better. And then more of the question will be coming up from where we actually treated that same day. And then for more clarity and more understanding. That's
your
own
suggestion. I get you. What is your name, ma'am? What's your name? Madam
Alheri from Kaduna.
You what?
Alheri from Kaduna.
From Kaduna.
Grace.
Oh, you are the one.
Yes, I'm the one.
Okay, well done. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Yes, I would love to do it like that, but it's not always like that. One thing is, this is a support system, not a real class. This is just a support system. Your job, your number one job, is to go through that recording, and whenever you have questions, you drop it in the group, or you ask in a class. That is why we call it a support system. This is not a real class. It's just to support you. Do you get? This is just to support you to answer questions. That is why we don't have a specific topic, right? So that is why we don't have a specific topic we want to talk about. Do you get? So that's that about that. And a lot of people have been making requests on that, but there's nothing I can do about that. I've tried it. I gave in that class that day, I said, go through from lesson this to this. So we're going to talk about it in the next class. Nobody go through that video within the week. So it's not my fault. I'm trying to help as many people as possible, but I can't force anybody. So what I can just do for you is support you. That is just why I come up with this support system. So like I said earlier, my team does not even support this one, right? But I said it's one thing to give you the video, is another thing to give you the support. So you can't hold me if I just give you the video and say, go and watch it. That's all. I'm not giving you any support. If you even send me a message, I may not respond. But it's another thing to say, okay, go and watch this video. If you have questions, bring it to the support system. So that is why we come up with this support system every Friday to answer questions. That is why we don't have a specific topic we want to talk about. That is why we go into different fields. So your job is to watch the video. If you have a question, bring it to the support system. So that's that. Mr. Samuel, my daddy, don't worry. Mr. No, we have two Samuel. We have Mr. Samuel Emmanuel. Mr. Samuel Emmanuel, Dada Samuel Emmanuel. You're the next.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for the way you are taking us. I really am learning a lot. I just wanted to suggest, though you have said this is a support system, I would have also loved it if there is a way you can maybe drop it, let's say an assignment or something that we can work on before the next class, so that
nobody will do it.
With
nobody will do it.
No, there are people that, no, not all will do it, but some will still do it. Those that know what they really want, they will still do it.
No problem.
So I am suggesting if you can drop something like that so that we can work around it before the next class. Then if there are challenges, if there are things, we can still drop it in the group. Something like that. I don't know how many will do it, but personally, I know I will do it.
Okay.
So I'm just suggesting. I will be guiding. Yes.
Yes. Now, the thing is, you have the recorded. So go through the recording, do practice on that recording. If you have any issue, bring it to the support system so we'll talk about it. Do you get?
All right.
Yeah, that's that. But if you want the one that you'll be getting assignments, you will join the real class, which is the data analysis class that will start next month. It's not cost, it's very, very affordable. So by next week, I will discuss the price with my team and we'll talk about that. For those that were here last 2 months that we were talking about, they know how much to charge. It's very, very cheap. So you can join that one next month. That's not a problem. Oh yeah, Mr. Samuel from Liberia.
How is sir?
Good evening, sir. I'm great.
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. I'm okay. Thank you so much for the class. I really admired the class today. It was awesome. But my suggestion here is, you are trying to teach a new family or step, try to increase the stream for all to see it clearly. You can be a bit faster. So you can try to do that in a very slow move, then we can be able to grab it. Well, I really love the class. This is my first time to form part of this class from your academy, but I have done a lot of online courses too. But so I would really love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I get me.
Yeah, I get you. I got you. You can mute you. I mistakenly mute you. So I'll work on that. I'll work on that. I'll try to be slowing down a little bit, but I think I'm not too fast. But you can always call me back if I'm too fast. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. I'll work on that. Do you get that? So let me take my daddy. My daddy, please unmute. Mr. Akinbaro.
Okay.
Good evening,
can you hear
sir.
me?
I can hear you. Thank you for yesterday, sir.
No problem. Good evening, our prof, and good evening to everybody.
I'm not a prof. I'm not a prof, Daddy.
You are our prof because we are learning from you. That means you are our prof.
Yeah, my daddy. So you are the one that is teaching me.
Yes. Let me add something. Because of my own background from the engineering point of view, Excel has everything on their page. Everything you are doing are based on formulas.
Yeah.
And the advice that I will give you is this. If immediately you press a fx function, the formula will come out.
Yeah.
But how do you get what you feel into that formula? That is exactly what you should be teaching. Because immediately you have formula. If you know what the figure to insert in those formulas, where you get those figures, the answer will come out. All the engineering designs are based on formula. Immediately you know what to insert to those formulas, the answer will really come out. That is what many people don't understand. Excel, you have dialog box. In the dialog box, the formulas are there. Please, that is exactly what you should be emphasizing on. Even in the video, if you are teaching that, you can see that many people just read the video and understand everything. The backup that you are doing, it will just be additional thing. a lot of people will understand more when you know where to get those things researched for the formulas.
Okay.
That is my advice.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for this feedback. Nobody has any complaint today, which I did not actually like, because I love when people have complaints so that I can know where to come in and where to go out. So nobody has any complaint today, right? So but thank you all for showing up. I really appreciate you. I will also try to be learning more so that I can also be giving you more things, more tips, and more information about Excel. So, and other aspects of analysis generally. So I've been saying this for those of you that are in data analysis class, so you should be preparing for Python next month, right? So once you're done now, you're going into Python straight. So I'm prepared. I've not started recording video on Python because I don't have the video before. So I will try to record video on Python also very soon, so that, see, I'm kind of very, very busy. So I've been so busy. It's not so easy teaching physically and online. Like today now, I did not even go to the office at all because I've been so busy since last week. I work from Sunday to Sunday, so I just need to take a day to relax, right? So I will try to record more video on Python and give you. So for those of you that are in data analysis class, you should be preparing to go into Python by next month. So I'll be expecting you to do that. So that should be your plan. Immediately you are done, immediately you get a certificate with the basic data analysis, be ready to go into Python, which is data science aspect. So for those of you that are not in the data analysis, be preparing. Next month you start the data analysis class, because Excel is great for analysis, but it's very, very good to have knowledge across all boards, knowing Power BI, knowing SQL. Then at the end of the day, knowing Python also is another thing. So that is that about that. So is there any question from anybody before we call it a day? Is there any question from anybody, any comments, any feedback, any reviews before we call it a day? Okay, so in the absence of no question, thank you all for showing up today. So I will see you guys next week again. So if our data analysis class continue tomorrow by 8 p.m., you know as we do it. So we round up Excel tomorrow and you start your Power BI tomorrow also with Mr. Kinsley. Mr. Kinsley will be the one to take you in the Power BI. So I will be expecting you by 8 p.m. tomorrow, Nigerian time, 7 p.m. Ghanaian time tomorrow. So for those of you that are not there yet, next week, I'll see you guys. And also I'll tell you how to join the next batch of our data analysis class. So we will tell you that next week. From next week, when are you going to start another class for data analysis? So next class, the next batch will start next month. So starting from next week, you'll be getting the registration fee and everything. It's not cost. It's very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. You know, if you're talking about the money aspect, if you are to concentrate on the money aspect, I won't have a whole lot of people in that group, because not everybody that will be able to afford, right? But data analysis class is very cheap. So from next week, you should air the price. I'll discuss with my team over the weekend, and I'll put everybody into consideration. So you don't have to pay much, right? And I'll be very sure that you get you get value from it. So Mr. Principal, please, you're raising hand.